All right, so the plus side though with this is this game really. So a couple of things before we get started. Just don't spoil shit. Don't. And it's not a matter of, well, I figured you just don't. Like the only time spoilers are almost acceptable is if the thing has been out for several years. Because if it's a movie in theaters, people, not everybody's going to get a chance to go see it because either they can't go or they can't afford to go. If it's a TV show, not everybody has cable these days. Honestly, not everybody has cable. Most people have to decide whether or not they're going to have TV or they're going to have internet because not everybody can afford it. And if a person has the internet, shows like The Walking Dead, American Horror Story, what the fuck else do people? Probably American Dad or Family Guy. I have TV, so I don't know what people watch on Netflix. Like they're not going to see it until the next year when the new show when the new season starts, because that's how that shit works.
Damn.
So when you are on social media and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe Marlene shot Randall in the nuts with a slingshot on the show Fuck Me in the Sideways Vagina. I don't know what the fuck. Basically, if you find yourself in the state of, I don't care, I can post what I want to on my page, just don't be shocked when you don't have no friends. Like, by all means, you got the right to do whatever the fuck you want, but when what the fuck you want to do is rape children, or, you know, something a lot less evil, like spoiling TV shows for people, and you be wondering, why the fuck my timeline so dry? Why don't nobody comment on my shit? That's because everybody done stopped following your monk ass. They don't want to see that shit, or they done unfriended you. I'm the type of guy who I won't necessarily unfriend you, but I will unfollow you, so it won't matter what you done posted, because I ain't seeing dick. Also, when you unfollow somebody, they can unfriend you and you'll never know. It's just easier. It's honestly easier. Also, as far as since we're talking about social media, if you're on social media and you see somebody say something to your friend and you're kind of like, hey, I don't like that, shut the fuck up. Move the fuck on. Your friend should be an adult. And if that person who posted something doesn't come at the other person who commented on their shit, shut up.
Huh?
On multiple occasions, I've said something jokingly to people on their post on Facebook. And I've had people, hey, don't fucking talk to my friend like that, dude. I'll fuck you up. No, the fuck you won't. You live in Chicago. You don't even know where I'm from. Because it happened last night, and I was generally like, somebody was like, hey, unless you're doggy, don't you fucking talk to my friend like that. No, actually, the motherfucker said bestie, and he was a man, so I thought he was gay immediately. So, like, honestly, my thought was, really? People still do this? You come running to the defense of a grown man? A grown man. Not just grown, older than me. And I'm old.
Yeah.
And you run into his door. Still fucking ass. You simple bitch. You got time for that shit. I did go out of my way for a while to just stop bothering to be social on social media. It's how come I share posts instead of commenting on posts. So I can share it on my page. Shit, you can do about it. You ain't gotta like it, but you ain't got the right to say nothing. Because you sharing a post that you shared. So, shit. But, back to the lecture at hand. That I never started, so technically can't go back to what you haven't begun. There's a couple things we need to talk about. We can get the big dog in the kennel now. But I just want to say that if we do talk about the president-elect, and the presidential election, anything that we say, anything that you want to say, I am not going to allow anything to be said that isn't factual. So opinions are one thing, but don't state an opinion as if it is a fact. Do not say, well, this is how this happened, and if you're not sure. If you have, and I'm sort of speaking to you specifically, actually, I'm talking to you, but this goes for anybody. If you're going to say that this person said something, then what you need to do is know that they actually said that. verbatim is the best way to offer any quote. Because technically you could say, well, I asked her if she wanted to go to the movies and she said, fuck you and your ugly mama. Why she say some shit like that to you? She's such a bitch. I know, right? When in actuality she said, no, I'd rather not go. How you interpret the statement doesn't necessarily count. So again, if we're gonna say, we're gonna claim that that Mr. Trump or Mrs. Miss Clinton said anything at all, we need. I got Wi-Fi, so there's no excuse to not look anything up, to not be sure. But to be fair, I don't have anything negative to say about either candidate.
So you want like political correctness on
not no, not yeah, whatever, not political. We're not in politics, so there's no sense to be politically correct.
Thank God.
But I want you to be fucking right.
When you shot that kid with the silly string, it hit the ceiling? No.
Yes. When I sprayed it on the I sprayed him outside. So that yes, I sprayed the ceiling with silly string. So that would explain why there's silly string on the ceiling. So by all means, I don't necessarily have anything to say about the candidates, the president and the loser. But I do have things to say about the people who are upset. All right, I do have things to say about the people who are upset because fair is fair. Fair is fair. Hey, I say fair is fair. Fair is fair. The Electoral College has been how we selected a president since. Every president that we've ever had, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, but every president we've ever had was selected via the Electoral College. All the good ones, all the bad ones. The one or two that we impeached, the couple that got assassinated, the couple that died in office, the ones who screwed up the country, the ones who the ones who fixed the country, the ones who became very popular, the ones who became really hated. They were all chosen by the Electoral College. So to decide now that, well, Hillary had the popular vote, but she didn't win the Electoral College thing, so she lost. Yeah. But understand that that's probably not the first time in history that has happened.
Well, definitely not, but I pretty much don't understand the point in the Electoral College itself.
It's a matter of population density per state. The number of Electoral College votes a state has does not depend on its size, but how many people live there. That's why Florida is always the swinging vote. Because it has, even though it's not as big as Texas, well, yeah, it's not as big as Texas, like square footage wise, more people live there. So it becomes a matter, which again, it doesn't make sense, logically speaking, to say that we all voted for him. Yeah, well, more, that doesn't count though. Yeah, that's stupid. But it was stupid when it was first introduced.
Yeah,
it's not just stupid in 2016.
Like, if it's 3,000 people and 1,800 are voting for one person, and then the rest is voting the other way, I feel like the 18 should win.
Well, see, this is the thing. It's not a matter of that place. Like, it's understanding that these people who voted, like, the popular vote could have came from many other states. Like, a lot of other states could have voted for Clinton. But easily, the majority of people who voted in Florida, that's what causes the swing.
I thought he won after getting Wyoming.
I don't fucking know. I'm just saying, I'm not saying don't blame it on one state.
No, I wasn't blaming the state. I was blaming the concept of the Electoral College.
The concept of the Electoral College probably made sense at some point. But, like, given that they actually tally each and every single vote, it doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah.
So I don't understand the concept of it. I mean, I guess you could say you're trying to make sure that people are represented properly, because in a sense, I guess that it does work in that sense, that people are being represented properly. to say that, well, the majority of us voted for this person. So, like, so as far as a state goes, like, or this area goes, we want this person.
So it's like an average. Who has it on an average per
Kinda,
state?
sorta. Kind of, sort of, from what I can tell.
Okay, well that makes sense, I guess.
It does, but it's still unfair to the whole.
Because then out of 50 states, you got to get 26.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it's not. It's the electoral college. It's not a. There are more.
The idea of the average.
No. The states don't count. The population of the state counts, but not the states themselves. Each state doesn't have one electoral college vote. Each state has multiple electoral college votes. That's how they each had over like 100 votes. So again, this is how come when I say you need to know before you just start talking. When I say you need to know before you just start running off at the mouth, you clearly had no idea of how the electoral college works. Because it's loud. But again, I don't really care. Like, I genuinely don't care much about the, I don't care much about the candidates themselves. Like, you're on, look up how the electoral college works. By all means, look it up.
Alright.
Oh, that's right. Because, you can take, yeah, look up how the electoral college works, because you clearly don't know.
Nor did I bother to follow anything about the campaign for real. I didn't closely follow anything.
I don't know, I'm gonna beat this. You ain't gotta closely follow anything to know about how the electoral college works.
No, I mean, I didn't follow this presidential election.
A lot of people didn't. Yet, a lot of people had an opinion on stuff. And that's what I don't understand. Because, like, truth be told, I think the majority of people who didn't really listen to what either candidate had to say already knew who they liked.
She just legit seemed more qualified, having already been a politician.
What's your point?
That's why I chose her.
That's it? That's all you got? So she could have been a shitty politician, and in your opinion, that's good enough?
To me, she wasn't all that shitty, though.
How would you know?
You
don't follow politics.
The only thing they kept getting on her about was
that right there. You didn't get any information on her. You just went with what you read. And what you read was most likely on Facebook because you don't follow politics. So it's not like you went to the Huffington Post or went to her campaign websites. Like, I defy you to tell me that you actually went to her campaign website.
I just said I didn't follow with any of that.
Yeah, so you have an opinion based on other people's opinion. Which is
based on what I'm told.
Yeah, based on someone else's opinion. You don't know if it's fact because you don't have facts.
Well, see, that's the thing. My opinion about abortion does not match the opinion of everyone else.
That ain't got nothing to do with it because you understand what abortion is. Clean and cut. It's terminating a pregnancy. You know what that means.
Yeah.
As far as something like a... Oops, wrong button. As far as something like, let's see, the presidential candidacy, you don't understand what that means. You don't understand who she is. As far as I'm concerned, I do look at Trump now. I look at him as a businessman, as a person who is here to help run the country. Like, that's his job. Like, he had, like... You've never heard of Donald Trump, like, any of his business ventures failing. Have you? Have you ever heard of any of his business ventures failing? Have you ever heard him needing a
No,
bailout?
he's supposed to be really successful.
All right, 15 minutes. I'm gonna do my best not to run this conversation the entire time, but understand that I have a point to get across, and my point is more for the people who are upset and yada yada yada. But we'll get to that in a minute. So in the next one, we'll catch you then and we'll finish this up. And yeah, don't expect me to do a whole lot with this game because this conversation topic it's kind of demanding. So yeah, catch you in the next one. Peace.